We have several options of how the Ampera can be charged, but before I give you an overview, I must make it clear that if you are in any doubt of the safety of your supply, you must contact an electrical expert such as an IET qualified electrician. Charging the Ampera battery is incredibly simple. The charge port is conveniently located on the curb side of the vehicle and is safe and simple to use. You can open the charge port by using your key or the button on the inside of the door. Once open, the cover flips back and you can then plug in the appropriate charge cable set. Now, working on the assumption that you have tested and know that your electricity supply can cope with the technical requirements as specified in the handbook, I will quickly take you through the most popular connection and charging methods. First, we have the Vauxhall Ampera standard connection 3-pin cable with intelligent charging system. This cable comes standard with Ampera and is stored in the boot. The first thing is to connect to an appropriate wall socket and then unravel the 6-meter cable, ensuring this is lying flat on the floor for health and safety reasons. And then insert the charging cable to the car. We now look at the centre of the windscreen for a visual indicator that indicates a connection by firstly glowing amber to say the system is connecting, and then when charge is being taken by the car, the indicator will turn solid green and the car will bleep once. When the car is fully charged, the green light begins to flash. If the charge status indicator flashes in any other colour or any other pulsing rhythm, then please refer to your owner manual for guidance. As you can see, we've now moved to a garage type situation, but we're staying with the 3-pin connection option. Now, with all 3-pin connections, once we've plugged it in, we can see by looking at the charge status indicators on the connecting system, it is possible to choose 2 different charge level options. The first is a reduced level charge, indicated by 2 green lights. This gives a 6 amp charge and should be used when the electrical current is limited or untested. This option will typically trickle charge your battery pack in up to 10 hours. It is also possible to change the charge level by pressing this button, which will then allow a more powerful 10 amp charge, indicated by 4 green lights. This higher level is recommended when your system has been approved by a qualified electrician, as it will charge your Ampera fully in up to 6 hours. Now, a few important things to know here. Different levels can only be selected when unplugged from the vehicle, and the charge level is saved between each use. The most important thing, however, is that if in the event that the provided cable cannot reach the car, you should never use an extension cable. The reason for that is an extension cable cannot be guaranteed to handle the ampage coming from the system. Now, in this garage, we have the Vauxhall home charging station. There's 2 clear benefits of installing this system. The first being that it is a dedicated high ampage power supply, up to 16 amps. Now, this should only be installed by a professional, and it offers you the quickest possible recharge times. Plus, you have the convenience of a permanently installed dedicated cable from the wall. And of course, plugging in the cable is exactly the same as I showed you earlier. Now we're outside, and it gives me an ideal opportunity to show you how to use a public charging point, such as this one here. So as you can see, we've now unplugged the Amperas, and I'm going to take you through the process that you need to know. Firstly, you'll need a dedicated swipe card such as this, purchased from the provider. That will allow you access to the charge utilising the standard 3-pin connector. There is also another type of cable connection you can use, and that's known as a Mode 3 or Menendez cable. Now, this cable is sold as a Vauxhall accessory item, and the benefit to you is it will offer a more rapid charge due to an increased power supply of 16 amps by the charging station. Once these cables are connected, In exactly the same way as a 3-pin cable, you can fully charge your Ampera in up to 4 hours. So we've plugged in the charging cable and the vehicle is being charged. Let's wait for the green beep. And I'm ready to leave the vehicle unattended. However, I'm often being asked what happens if the vehicle is unplugged while it's being charged. And here's where you have to remember to lock the vehicle, but not just lock the vehicle, deadlock the vehicle by pressing the button on the key fob twice. Once that has happened, if the cable is then unplugged, an alarm will sound. Now finally, when it comes to charging, many users will want to take advantage of lower rate electricity tariffs that are generally delivered off-peak. By pressing the charging button on the touchscreen display, you can set your Ampera to receive the electrical charge at specific times, therefore taking advantage of lower rate electricity. Full details of how to use the delayed charge are in the owner's manual.